Good evening, everybody. Happy Diwali to everyone. You know, it's good to see a lot of familiar faces over here. And this is one event that my wife and I enjoy a lot. Good to see all of you. And again, Greg, I was telling Greg a bit earlier, just 20 years ago when I started off at Walmart the first time, you know, Murthy, you remember that probably we had 200, 300 Asian Indians in Northwest Arkansas. Now it's well over 6,000 people, and the community has grown so much, and it's become a real. I think Ben Hassan is here. Is Ben here? He's the backbencher. I think he's the head of diversity and inclusive group in Walmart. So a big welcome to Ben Hassan as well. Can we welcome Ben? Now I get the honor and pleasure of introducing our guest of honor. In our Indian terms, we call him Chief Guest, Greg Foran, who is the President and CEO of Walmart US. Greg has been, is a real hardcore retailer. He's originated from New Zealand, worked at Woolworths for several years, over 15 years at Woolworths in Australia, and then joined Walmart a few years ago, led the China Walmart business very well, successfully, and then became the head of Asia region, and now has been leading Walmart US business close to over $3 billion, just $3 billion for the last 3 years or so. And you know, one more thing, more than you know, leading the business in Walmart US, Greg, you know, some of you might remember, Greg was part of the Walmart cricket team 2 years ago when we beat the heck out of the PepsiCo team 2 years ago. Some of you remember that? Yeah, we beat the heck out of them. That was 2 years ago, and Greg was part of the whole team and was a very active participant. Without any further ado, can we all give a typical Indian welcome to Mr. Greg Foran, please? Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Ramesh. And good evening, everyone. Happy Diwali. You know, Ramesh, thank you for that introduction, and it is an absolute pleasure to be here, and it's been great to spend some time with you and your wife and to be part of this fantastic event. You know, you were telling me that how much things have changed, and you know, when you consider what Bentonville was like 20 years ago, which is almost when I first turned up here from New Zealand and Australia as a visitor, and I compare it to now, I just see so many more positive things. So it's just fantastic to see the diversity. As you mentioned, you can tell from my accent that I'm from southern Arkansas, very south, a place called New Zealand, which is getting the heck beaten out of it by the Indian cricket team as we speak. But I've had the opportunity of growing up and living in New Zealand and then moving to Australia, and then, as Ramesh mentioned, leading the Walmart business in China, and then of course in the last 3 years here in the United States. And as I reflect on that fantastic experience which continues, just how lucky I've been to be able to see so many different parts of the world, so many different cultures, and how much richer we all are for having that experience. And as I reflect on the 6,000 or so of the Indian Asian community here in Northwest Arkansas, how much richer we are as a nation for having that. You know, the other thing that I think is really impressive is to sort of read a little bit about Diwali, and for someone like me, who's seen it play out now in New Zealand, Australia, China, Hong Kong, and here in the United States, just how fantastic it is that when you think about what the event stands for and what it means, the victory of light over darkness, of knowledge over ignorance, of good over evil, of hope over despair. And I think those are really powerful characteristics, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunity to be part of something like this and to be part of this community and to realise what a difference that those characteristics, that part of the culture can make generally. I have one quick story which I'll share with you that forever will be in my mind. I visited India back in about 2000 and had the opportunity to spend some time with Ratan Tata and the team over there. We were looking at doing a joint venture in India. I was working for Woolworths Australia. And my two older boys were a bit younger at that stage, and they were avid cricketers. And they said to me before I left to head over to Mumbai, we spent time in Mumbai and Delhi, Hyderabad, visiting with the Tata team. My boys said to me, "Can you get me a cricket bat?" Because they weren't bad at cricket. "Can you get me Sachin Tendulkar's bat? We want that bat that Sachin Tendulkar has." So as the trip went on, I got to a point where I needed to get this bat, so I shot into a sports store in Mumbai and asked for, you know, the brand that Sachin Tendulkar has. And having lived in Australia, I'm pretty familiar with grey nickels and kookaburra bats and those sort of things. So I got this bat, and I'll never forget the salesman came out and got a sticker, MRF, and put it on the outside of the bat. And of course MRF, as all of you know, is that massive conglomerate that sponsors them. So anyway, I've proudly got a couple of MRF bats, and I go back to the hotel that we're staying, and it happens to be, Ramesh, the same time that Australia is playing India in a one-dayer in Mumbai. And I got back to the hotel quite late, and the game had just finished and Australia had won. And I walked into the hotel, as I walked in, all the staff unfortunately thought that I was part of the Australian cricket team because I was carrying two cricket bats. And for the next half an hour came up to me with gritted teeth, with the best smile that they could put on their face to congratulate me on the fact that we had won. And the more that I protested that I neither was Australian per se nor part of the Australian cricket team, the more convinced they were that I was. So a wonderful, wonderful evening. Anyway, thank you for the invitation to come along. Thank you for everything that you do for Walmart. For those who are part of the Walmart team, you know that we're going through a transformation, and some of you will have heard me say you get 1 point for talking about things and 9 points for doing it. You demonstrate that every day, so thank you for that. If you're not part of Walmart and you're supporting Walmart, then thank you for that as well. And if you're neither, it's just terrific to have you as part of the community. Have a wonderful event. It really is something to celebrate. Thank you for everything that you do.